Today we're going to figure out if you need to pre-warm your battery to charge at 120 volts, 15 amps. Okay, as you can see this morning, I am in my car. I am visiting my grandparents' house right before Christmas here. Battery set overnight says it's 36, got down to I think 32 degrees last night here. As you can see, the battery is very cold, very limited regen. The heat is off. I didn't have Celsing earlier, so couldn't preheat the car. I just got in here, AC, heat is off. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. And set that down here. But otherwise, we are gonna see when we get back. I'm just gonna go up to Krispy Kreme back. That should be about 6-7 miles round trip. And I'm gonna plug in the 120 and see if you actually need to pre-warm the battery. We are here at 4.5 miles, 7 minutes, 320 watt hours a mile. Still cold battery, basically only a tiny bit more regen. It was about 50 mile an hour the whole way. But we are gonna go head back and see what we get. Got the goods. Got a dozen glaze and a whole assortment. But pro tip, because the seat heaters get so warm, you can actually turn on the seat heater and keep your donuts warm. Something I wanted to note about what we're testing here. I'm really close to the Hickory supercharger right here. And so if I were to navigate to it, of course it's not going to show up, is it? There we go. Half a mile away. And we're going to put this in drive. Well, actually not even drive. It's already going to precondition for supercharging here. I'm just a rear wheel drive model, so I'm only going to get 3.5 to 6 kilowatts or so of heat potential here. It's not going to heat as quickly as the all-wheel drive models. I'm not going to go there because the premise here is that you don't need to use the supercharger trick to condition your battery for home charging. Even if you have a snowflake here, I think by the time you're home from work, usually the snowflake should be gone. We're going to do worst case scenario to where we're going to go back to my grandparents. We're going to more than likely still have the snowflake here. And then I'm going to plug in the 120 and see what we charge it. Okay, we are back. Total trip was actually more than 7 miles, Google Maps glide. It's 4.4, 4.5 each way, as you can see right here. Our energy use for that, well, you can't really see about 10 miles, but that's fairly accurate. 240 watt hour mile average is 320 going there and 228 coming back. But yeah, you can see we are still on the snowflake. 3 bacon slices keeping our donuts warm, keeping my butt warm as well. But we are down to 141 miles. I believe we lost just over 10 miles of range. Yeah, just about 10 miles. I think we have a couple more dots taken away on here. And yeah, we're all plugged in. Not a go plug in. Nice. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Make sure to turn off the HVAC. Otherwise it definitely won't charge. As you can see, you're using a full 12 amps, you're getting no mile an hour. So as you can see, I think what it's going to do is it's actually going to warm the battery to get us charged up. The premise of the idea of using a supercharger to warm your battery, let me point away so you don't see the address, is that you can precondition the battery using the capacity of our battery here. The problem with that is, yes, you'll start charging sooner, but because of the law of thermodynamics, you will ultimately lose more range than you can gain back than just letting the battery heat itself using the 120 as we're doing right now. So if we come back here, we're going to be at 0 mile an hour for quite a while, and I will update when it's the battery is warm enough to start accepting a normal charge. We should be about 4 or 5 mile an hour with full 12 amps of usage. So exactly 30 minutes, like on the nose, I set a timer, and exactly 30 minutes for it to start pumping out energy into here. So that really didn't take long at all. If you have a normal work commute where your battery has a snowflake and you drive home on 20 plus miles of highway driving, more than likely your battery will be warm enough to charge and this won't be an issue. That again, because of the law of thermodynamics, it's just best, exactly what I did here is to go ahead and plug in, wait for the battery to warm up, and then it will charge at its own rate. The snowflake is now gone, and we are charging at between 4 and 5 miles per hour. You can see it's going to take about 22 hours to get up to 80%. I only need like 60% anyway to get home, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, so note to self, you do not need to pre-warm the battery using supercharger for home charging. That is only for high DC fast charging. We're talking 20 kilowatts and above. Home charging only goes up to 11.5 on the Tesla Model 3 long range. If you guys have any questions for me on this or any concerns, any comments, put them down below, and I will see you in the next video.